Have you ever noticed how a beautiful moment can end, and suddenly your chest feels heavy for no clear reason? You finish a movie you loved. You leave a party that made you feel alive. You close the app after laughing for hours, and instead of feeling full, you feel hollow. It is not sadness in the classic sense. Nothing went wrong, yet something inside drops. The room feels quieter than it should. Your energy fades too fast. Your mind starts drifting. You wonder, why do I feel worse after feeling so good? Here is the psychology of people who experience a sudden emotional drop after excitement. 1. Their nervous system overshoots, then snaps back. Excitement is not neutral. It is a high arousal state. Your heart rate rises. Your brain releases dopamine. Your body prepares for movement, connection, reward. For some people, that rise is steep. They feel things deeply. They get absorbed easily. They lean fully into moments. But the body does not like staying high forever. It has one job: return to baseline. So when the stimulus ends, the nervous system swings back, and for sensitive systems, that swing feels like falling. Not from happiness to neutral, from happiness to emptiness. It is like stepping off a moving train. The world feels still, but your body is not ready. This is why the drop feels physical. Heavy limbs, slow breath, a quiet ache behind the eyes. It is not that the joy was fake. It is that your body metabolized it quickly. People with high emotional responsiveness experience higher peaks, and higher peaks create sharper contrasts. The mind does not register this as returning to normal. I go to find. It registers it as loss. So the moment ends, and your body whispers, something is missing. 2. Their brain confuses stimulation with meaning. Excitement often carries connection, a crowd, a story, a future plan, a fantasy. While it is happening, your brain says, this matters. This is important. This is life. Then it ends, and your environment goes quiet. The contrast is not just emotional, it is existential. Your mind asks, is this all there is now? This is where cognitive bias plays a role. The brain overweights what is recent and intense. It assumes that what you just felt is what life should feel like. So when the intensity fades, the present feels wrong, not boring. Wrong. You start scanning. You check your phone. You replay the moment. You look for a way back, but nothing matches the glow. People who feel this drop often have rich inner worlds. They imagine. They anticipate. They build meaning around experiences. So when the moment ends, it is not just over. It collapses. The future you were living in disappears, and you are left with ordinary time. That transition feels like grief, even when nothing was lost. 3. They are wired for depth, not duration. Some people prefer steady comfort. Others crave intensity. Depth-oriented personalities experience life in waves. They love immersion. They disappear into moments. They feel alive in bursts. But their system is not built for constant stimulation. So after a high, the mind goes quiet, not peaceful, empty. This is common in people high in openness and emotional awareness. They notice internal shifts quickly. They do not numb easily. They feel the come down in real time. Where others glide back to normal, they pause. They feel the absence. They notice that the room is quieter, that the energy is gone, that the story has ended. Their brain says, that was real. This is not. It is not that they hate normal life. It is that they are attuned to contrast. And contrast is loud. So the drop feels like a cliff, even if it is only a step. 4. Their mind equates excitement with safety. For some people, excitement is not just pleasure. It is relief. It is distraction from rumination. It is escape from inner noise. It is a break from self-monitoring. While the moment is happening, they are not overthinking. They are not scanning. They are not replaying. They are present. So when it ends, the old mental loops return. The worries, the questions, the self-talk. The brain interprets this as a fall, not because the moment was better, but because the mind was quieter. This often develops in people who learn to live in their head, those who grew up managing emotions, those who became observers early. Excitement pulls them out of that role. It gives them permission to stop controlling. When it ends, control returns. And control feels heavy. So the drop is not about the party, or the show, or the message. It is about returning to the inner room, a room that is not always kind. 5. They struggle with emotional landing. There is a skill most people are never taught. Transition. How to come down gently. How to close moments. How to let experience settle. Many people move from high to low with no bridge. They go from noise to silence, from connection to solitude, from stimulation to stillness. The body needs time to recalibrate, but the world moves fast, so the mind is left hanging. This is similar to post-event blues, post-vacation sadness, post-celebration emptiness. The brain says, that chapter ended, but it does not know what comes next, so it creates a vacuum. People who feel this drop often skip emotional closure. They do not mark endings. They do not process what happened. They just move on. The mind stays open, and open loops create discomfort. The brain is wired to finish stories. When it cannot, it feels unresolved. So instead of memory becoming warmth, it becomes ache. Instead of joy becoming nourishment, it becomes absence. This is not weakness. It is incomplete integration. 6. Their sensitivity is not a flaw. It is a signal. People who feel this drop are often told they are dramatic, too emotional, too intense. But what they really are is perceptive. They notice emotional shifts. They track internal weather. They feel transitions. They do not flatten experience. They live in it. The problem is not the drop. It is the interpretation. They think the drop means something is wrong, that they are broken, that happiness never lasts. But the truth is simpler. Their nervous system moves in waves. High engagement, then rest. The drop is the body asking for integration, not escape, not replacement, not another hit, just space. When they chase the next high immediately, they teach the brain that calm is dangerous. When they sit with the landing, they teach the brain that quiet is safe. This is emotional intelligence in practice, not avoiding intensity, not clinging to it, learning how to land, learning how to breathe between chapters, learning that the end of a moment is not the end of meaning. Here is the shift. Instead of asking, why do I feel empty now? Ask, what is my body asking for after feeling full? Sometimes it asks for rest, sometimes reflection, sometimes silence. Joy is energy. Energy needs grounding. The people who feel this drop are not fragile. They are responsive. They feel more. So they must learn more. They must learn that intensity is not identity. That excitement is not home. That calm is not absence. The goal is not to flatten life. It is to create smoother bridges between moments. A walk after an event. A few deep breaths after a laugh. A pause before checking the phone again. These tiny rituals tell the nervous system, we are safe. We are here. The moment can end without you disappearing. Over time, the drop becomes softer, not gone, just kinder, because your system learns that endings are not threats. They are transitions, and you are allowed to exist in the space between. If this felt like it described you, stay close. Subscribe for psychology that speaks to the parts you usually hide. And share this with someone who always feels a little empty after feeling alive.